Well, yeah, I just wanted to say, because I see it says the Bible is not scientific. I want you to know it's not meant to be. The Bible is supposed to teach us about God. It's not meant to be a scientific book. So
Yeah, I agree, but some people who probably believe what you believe think otherwise.
yeah, of course, yeah, because we all have free will to believe what we want based off the information that we gather in our lives.
Yeah.
But so basically, if you don't believe in God, then what proof would you have to prove that God's not real?
Uh, Most people think that proving a negative is a logical absurdity. I'd have to have all knowledge to know that God doesn't exist, and that's obviously not possible. But
Exactly.
also, God doesn't exist in this reality. So it's like, in principle, it's not confirmable, nor is it falsifiable. But I can imagine that there's an invisible purple hippopotamus named Spanky who lives in my ass, and he created the universe, and it doesn't interact
Oh
with
my
any
goodness.
normal
Why
forms of
why we
matter.
gotta get inappropriate though?
It's not inappropriate. That
That
Spanky
was
created the
okay.
entire universe,
All
and
right.
he's a
Well,
jealous hippo, and he
what
demands
if there's
your
kids
respect,
watching? Wow,
and
like
he demands that you leave shish kebabs at my door every Thursday.
okay. Like, see, bro, y'all. I was literally just in another live. Y'all just go on with y'all create a fictional story. Like the last guy made a story about the Nazis and said, "Would you go to the door? And if you killed them, Jesus would be mad at you because he said thou shalt not kill." Like y'all just create a fictional story. And, like y'all just do it. Like it's just funny. It's
I
just funny.
I think 4,500 years ago, people made up a fictional story about people living in a garden.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm not here to
we all
try to
make up
prove it to
fictional
y'all
stories.
because y'all have already decided what you believe. Like God gave you the free will to
I've
choose,
actually
but
changed my mind about what I believe
yeah,
before,
God
so
God has given y'all beautiful lives. Like you're sitting on an Instagram live while there's
no, you
homeless
didn't.
people on the street right now. Y'all are really blessed, but y'all are still so ungrateful. It's sad. It's very sad.
Why doesn't God bless them?
God does bless them.
Oh,
But it's bro, and that's why people with
then
wealth should be
why are you
helping these
comparing
people.
me to them?
Because there's enough money in the world to so
They don't need
everybody
help.
could
They're
could live.
blessed.
The
They don't
government could help these people,
they
but
don't
they
need
choose
help.
not
They're
to.
blessed.
Bro, okay, do you understand what blessing means though?
No,
What is a
apparently
blessing?
not.
What Because people don't understand what a blessing even is. Because the devil could give you blessings, which aren't really a blessing. It's like it's it's like it's false.
Well, tell me how they're blessed.
How well I'm not saying they're living a good life, but at least they're alive. There's homeless people that you could walk up to and they'll still have a smile on their face and be happy to talk to you because they're grateful for the life. They're more grateful than the people in this chat, proving my point.
Well, then why did you say that my life is better than theirs?
Because it is. They're just more grateful than you. Like what? They're grateful just to drink a cup of water, but you can't even wake up and be like, God, thank you for for the breath in my lungs this morning.
Well, I mean, I could, but I don't because I don't think there's such a thing.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it's just as long as we can admit that you're not grateful for the life that you have, then that's
I
all we have
never
to see.
said that. I just don't bow down to some cosmic dictator that I'm not convinced of exists.
All right, so
I
yeah,
work pretty hard. I've gotten an advanced degree. I do a lot of things to try to manufacture the life around me that I live. So I I don't think God. I think my mom and dad, I think some of my friends, I think some of my colleagues and professors that I've ever had. I
but yeah,
think
God created all of them
serendipitous
though.
run-ins with books that I found that profoundly impacted me. But in my younger days, I did thank God for things, but it was literally just like, oh, it was a nice day, therefore God. That doesn't actually logically follow in any way.
Bro, even when it's a bad day, I still thank God because it always could be worse.
Okay, well that's you and I'm
Yeah,
me.
it just shows the heart of a Christian. Like if you get down to what a real Christian is, because there's many Christians that misrepresent Christ. So when a Christian misrepresents Christ, you can't, be like, this is what Christianity is, because humans aren't perfect. You understand? We all make mistakes, including Christians, right? We don't do this perfectly. Is what I'm trying. All right, right. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, when we mess up or you don't understand what we're trying to say, instead of just being so dead set against that, at least try to open your mind to see why a person would even believe that. Because you don't even understand where they're coming from. You just think they're brainwashed. This is what we're taught. I wasn't taught this. My parents are not
Literally
Christian.
never said any of those words.
No, okay, yeah, but I'm referring to like the people in the chat because that's like what they're saying. But
Okay,
yeah,
well, just talk to me.
all right, yeah.
Cool.
Um,
Hi.
yeah, that scared me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But yeah, bro, like
um,
it's like there's nothing I like a person could like say to you, like because what I'm trying to explain is you've already decided like what you believe. So there is no person
Again,
on
I've
planet Earth
changed
that can
my
come into.
mind about my beliefs.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's
my
like
point.
for,
You've
well, you're making me sound you're
okay. So
making it sound
why
like
did
I
you
took an
originally believe in
uncritical
Christianity?
you're making it sound like I have taken an uncritical approach. I am stuck in my ways. I dig in my heels, confirmation bias or whatever. No, I grew up Christian and I grew out of it.
My story is the complete opposite. I grew up not Christian and became a Christian. Wasn't taught it at all. Grew up in the
Okay, well,
streets.
you just
I've done
decided
I've
what
done
you
worse
believe.
things than a lot of people in this chat, but I found forgiveness in Jesus Christ because that God can forgive you of all your sins. I don't like walking around feeling guilty for stuff that I've done, like all y'all do. And you lie to yourself. Like mad people in this chat are depressed. They walk around with depression every single day, but God can heal you from that. But you don't even know that. You go to crystals, you go to weed, whatever it is.
Crystals.
Yeah,
I
people
have
literally
a
think
I have
crystals
a
heal you from depression. People actually think that.
yeah, I think that's silly. I have a
Yeah,
rock
exactly.
collection,
Yeah,
but I
it's
don't believe
crazy.
any of it has powers.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I just want to say people go to anything but God. Like God is the answer. Like at least try it. If it doesn't work, so be it. But if you never tried it, how are you gonna say it's not real? If you never opened the Bible, some people have. I'm not, I'm just saying for the majority though. They just go off of what other people are saying. They don't actually go off of, you never even tried to pray to God. So how do you know if he's real? You never even tried to talk to him.
Well, there are an infinite number of imagined creatures like Spanky, so we got to try all of them if we want to be objective.
Yeah, okay, but what scripture says pray to Spanky?
What does that matter?
Okay, yeah, because I'm basing it off like something that's telling you, like I'm trying to say God's giving you commands. Like in the Bible, God gave us all commands, like to do this, do that, X, Y, and
Spanky
Z.
tells me to do things.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
See, you're just making it up. You're just making a joke. Like you're not
Somebody
actually
made
talking
up
about
your
nothing real.
beliefs and they just told them to somebody who told them to somebody who told them to somebody. Eventually, that information reached you.
Spanky. And
Yeah,
it's funny how people would agree
he
with
tells me to
somebody just
burn
talking about
things.
Spanky. Like, yeah, you never heard the word Spanky in your life, but you'd agree with it just because he says it, because you follow him.
You're kind of
Like,
ad
all right,
homineting
all
here.
right. What would you do? What would it do to you inside if you were to like find out one day that you're wrong, that God is real? What would that do
I,
to you?
I don't
Like,
know.
just give yourself the possibility. Imagine it.
You could be wrong too. In fact, you have an
No, I'm
equal
not because I've
probability
had
of
I've
being
had
wrong to
encounters
me.
with God that I won't even talk about, but I've actually
No, you
experienced
haven't.
God for myself. Yes, I have. I'm
I
not going to
doubt
explain
it.
it in this chat, but I have.
I doubt. Well, Spanky tickles my fancy literally all the time. This is as real as anything can be.
Bro, are you homosexual or something?
If I was,
Talking
would
about
that be a problem
tickles
for
your
you?
what? Tickles
If
your
I
what? How
was, would
old are
that be
you?
a problem for
I'm
you?
19 years old and I'm more mature than you, bro. Like that's crazy.
If I was, would that be a problem for you?
Can you at least be mature? How old are you?
Old enough.
You can't even have like a mature conversation, but you're trying to sound smart. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Albert Einstein is gonna go to debate and be like, Spanky, touch me in my wee wee, and then believe what I have to say. Like it sounds dumb.
Sure.
Like,
I think a story about a talking snake is dumb. I think they're equally dumb.
yeah, okay.
Oh, well,
And
we agree.
in the Bible that's just a reference. Satan is not actually a snake. He's a fallen angel. So
Okay. I think surviving in the belly of a whale for 3 days is a dumb idea. I think walking on water is a dumb idea.
how's it a dumb idea? I think it's cool. That's why magicians be doing it.
I think Spanky's cool.
All right, yeah, we all think what we think is cool. You know, like some
Okay.
people, yeah.
Yeah, but
What's your point?
you have no better reason to think that your ideas are cool than me. It's like
Are
it's literally the
cool?
definition of bigotry to have a
No,
to
no. I
have
have
a
plenty of
to be
reason to
more
believe that God is
attached to
real.
your irrational ideas than to my
It's plenty.
irrational
It's
ideas.
common sense that God is real.
That no, it's not
Just by
common
the
at
simple
all.
fact that you didn't ask to come into
Not
creation,
it's not
meaning there
common
was an
sense at all.
outside force that brought you into creation.
It's not common sense at all.
It is common
Like
sense.
a lot. So it we could argue that it's common sense in the sense that the majority of cultures around the world that never talked to each other before the world became so interconnected came up with uh, like anthropomorphized, personal, sometimes personalized, sometimes depersonalized uh, agents that interact with their world, or maybe don't interact with the world but shaped the world. But they were always different. There are thousands upon thousands of deities that have, excuse me, been invented, and each one of those ideas was invented on the exact same amount and quality of evidence, which is to say, very little and almost none. Uh, Sorry, very low quality and almost no evidence. It sounded like I said the same thing twice there. And none of them are any better than any of the others.
Okay, well they're vastly different. I explained this to the last guy I was
Yeah, I
online with
know.
that like all the religions are very different. So
Yeah, I know that.
theologically and what they teach. So what's your point? I'm trying to say you have
I
to
made my point. I
bro. All
made
right,
my
because when
entire
we
point in
all
that
right when we
statement.
look at the Muslim religion, which y'all don't like to talk about, which we know because this is how we you only want to talk about Jesus. There's 4,000 religions. Everybody only want to
Have
talk
we
about
ever
Jesus.
met?
All
Have
right,
we ever met?
that literally puts a smile on my
Have
face.
we
That's more
ever
confirmation. Like y'all only want to talk about Jesus. Like
have you and I ever talked before? You have to unmute yourself. Brandon, you're muted. You have to unmute yourself. I can't do it for you. I would if I could, but
my fault. I got muted. My fault.
yeah. Have we ever talked before?
Yeah, I was on your live before. You probably
Okay.
forgot who I am, but I was on your live before.
It's totally possible. I talk to a lot of people. Um, so I actually didn't bring up religion. You brought up religion. All of the
Yeah,
guests
because
I
you
talked to,
say right there the Bible is not scientific, so that's what we started talking about.
correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
mean you didn't bring it up? It's on your live.
I, all of these things are on my life, but
Exactly. I could pick
I
one to
didn't
talk about,
bring,
right? I could
and
pick one.
you would be picking the topic. You are the one bringing it up.
Yep.
The reason that to the extent religion gets talked about, it's mostly Christianity, is because what 80% of Americans are Christian, and that's most of the people that I talk to. I talked to a guy from was it Uganda yesterday? He was a
Whole lot of
Christian.
Christians. They everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Because
So
Jesus is
when you
revealing
say how
himself to
come we
millions of
always
people.
want to talk about Jesus, it's just because that's what's popular. But also, like I was saying, the guests decide what gets talked about on my lives, and they're the ones that bring it up.
Bro, I would have skipped this live if it didn't say nothing about the Bible, bro.
Oh, he was from Ghana. Where did I say he was from? I don't remember. I forgot. Okay. Well, again, you picked the topic. So where were we going? I don't
And
remember.
yet, bro,
Sorry.
somebody in the chat said Christianity is not the most common world. Yes, it is. Like if you count the countries, Christian, the number, like I can't even explain it, but the number of countries, the highest number, like their religion is the Christian religion. It's the highest religion in the world. So do your
I think
research.
you're right. It's a little over 2 billion
Yeah, do
Muslims
your
every
research.
second. Anyways,
Yeah,
so what do you want to talk about?
I mean, you said miracles don't happen. I mean, they happen every day.
They don't.
They do. I mean, just
Okay,
simply healing.
here's the problem.
What is healing? What is that? Where does that come
Do
from?
you want me to explain internal medicine? I'm not really qualified, but I think I can do a little bit.
Nah, I don't. Nah. I don't really want to talk about medicine. It doesn't.
I'm sure you don't. Okay, so Brandon,
Yeah, because like, what's the
there's a
point? Like,
way you can prove this. Get a ton of people who all have the exact same condition, treat half of them with medicine, and the other half just leave them alone or pray for them. And
yeah,
out of
there's been
those
many situations where,
two groups, which group do you think is going to do better? The group that gets secular medical intervention, or the group that
God
is
literally created medicine. You know, most medicine comes from plants. Like, what are
oh
you talking? Most medicine comes from plants, the same plants that God created. Like, what? The Bible is not against
so
medicine, but the Bible
you
shows
have
that
to
when you pray for something, God can
prove
do
that
it.
God created plants. Okay, so
God did create plants. He created everything.
you say God created medicine, but what you actually did is you inserted a middleman in there. You're like, well,
Yeah,
God
because
created the
it's
plants
made
that
from
create the
plants.
medicine.
What's the medicine made from? What do you mean I inserted something? What?
You said God creates medicine, and it's like, really? So we should
It
just
comes from
pray, and
plants,
then
doesn't
everything
it?
will be okay. So what you said is God is responsible for healing. And then I gave you an example of, well, if we do these two things where it's definitely only they're receiving uh, God, like prayers or whatever, or the other group's creating medicine, then you're like, well, no, medicine's the middleman. It's God, plants, internal
No, I'm
medicine,
saying that
then
God
the
is not
healing.
against medicine. Why would he?
I When did I
Like,
say he
what?
is?
I'm just trying to explain to you that it's made from plants. It's made God's creation provides healing for us. That right there shows that the creation that helps us,
That
the
doesn't
creation
show
keeps us
anything.
alive. You
That's
know,
just a
if Earth
claim.
moves 1 inch to the left, it's gonna be too cold for humans to stay alive. Earth move 1 inch to the right, it's gonna be too hot for humans to stay alive. Y'all want to act like Earth is some type of like accident? It's not an accident. Every single person is different. Like, why are we all different if God's not real? It don't make no sense
Please
to me.
stop. Please stop. If Earth got 1 inch closer to the sun, the difference between what's called the perihelion and the aphelion, which is the closest and farthest Earth gets from the sun during the year, the range of that is 5 million miles. Now I'm gonna ask the chat. Chat, is 5 million miles greater or lesser than 1 inch?
No. I'm saying like if Earth were to like if we have an exact gravitational pull, it's an exact distance away from the sun that does not change. If we were to
Those
move
things sort
even a little
themselves
bit, we would
out. It's
die.
a natural law. That's
Even if
completely
we moved a
I
little bit, we
literally
would die.
just explained to you that that's not true.
Why is there so much order
Earth
in the
gets
universe?
there isn't.
So
Earth gets
who created the
5 mil.
universe? You haven't even answered that.
Stop. Stop. Because it was never asked. Earth Earth varies by 5 million miles with its distance to the sun. So this whole thing about you saying that it has to be inch perfect is so unbelievably wrong. So you don't make that argument anymore because it's so totally wrong. Go ahead and believe in God. I'm not telling you not to believe in God. Just telling you that argument, don't use that because it's totally wrong.
Okay, I mean that's your opinion, but it's true. If
No, it's
Earth
not
was
my
to move, we
opinion.
would die.
Earth gets further and closer to the sun by 5 million miles throughout the year. That is not my opinion.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean, okay? I explained that 3 times now, and every time you've just said, no, if Earth got any closer, we would die. That isn't true.
No, we would die though.
You're trolling, right?
Nah, we would not. Here's the thing, bro. What I'm trying to explain,
No,
like
no, no,
my
no, no.
point.
No, you're not. You're not. No, you're not. The distance that Earth gets
Don't disrespect
to
me.
and
Let me
from the
talk, bro.
sun, I, not, no, I don't have to. And if you want to leave, go ahead because I don't care. Earth, yeah, he rage quitted. Okay. If Earth was an inch closer to the sun, we would all die. No, it actually varies by 5 million miles. Nah, No, actually, it varies by 5 million miles. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Nah,